有。
Mission accepted.
提供。
Deploying.
The CFA are assembling an armored column to the north of Nova Braga Airport. Your job is to wipe them out. Listen to the tape for the contract details. Just be aware that the column's commander served with 5 Commando and later made a name for himself in South Africa's 32 Battalion. He's a hardened veteran, so don't take him lightly. Boss, I have a report from the intel team. The targets are now on the move. I've sent their predicted route to your iDroid. Check your map.
哎，一下飞机，第一件事情就是冲到我们标记点的这个地方。那么这个地方呢是一个敌人的这个哨站啊，哨站里面有非常多的敌人。那么我们首先要做的就是什么？就是将这边所有的敌人，可以选择杀掉啊，也可以选择全部麻醉然后回收掉啊，都没有问题，看你自己风格。我靠，居然没打中！那个我们现在这个麻醉手枪的话呢？打到头是立刻晕，如果打到躯体啊，连中2枪，它也是会立刻晕啊，所以并不需要执着于瞄着头。什么？OK 啊，也是太长不玩这个游戏了，有点手生啊，不得不服。OK， 都打到一梭子弹了啊，这的话还剩最后一个敌人。这应该不是最后一个敌人。我们的消音器都打完了，但是还有个敌人，不过并没有关系啊。这边是主要任务是让我们回收掉这边所有的装甲车啊，还包括一辆这个武装直升机。武装直升机我们肯定是没有办法回收了啊。
Guard post captured.
没有关系啊，把它回收掉。我们看到有一辆坦克，一共是有3辆车啊，已经离我们很近了，但是我们还是要优先把这边被我们打晕这些敌人处理掉。如果不处理掉的话呢，这些车开过来啊，就可能会引发警报啊。这样的话是我们不愿意看到的这个场景。还好啊，这些敌人都没有什么头盔什么的，我估计再多打几次这个任务的话，这些敌人就不会像现在这么好对付了啊。他们可能会戴上头盔，或者是那种全副武装大包围啊，那就麻烦了。所以呢，还是最好一遍过。这上面有个敌人啊，如果你动作够快的话呢，这个敌人是不会登上这个瞭望哨的。哎，对，按错了。所以说，在这个瞭望哨上面，各种各样的按键都重合在一起，很容易就按错了。这边的第1辆坦克是过来了啊，我们可以利用这个叫什么地雷来着？我们就叫电磁雷吧啊，电磁雷。利用这个电磁雷呢，对这个目标进行捕获。我靠，我们的狗直接飞了过去。从我们的左侧啊，300多码这个地方有一个坦克，有一辆坦克是要过来。我们的右侧呢，有一辆装甲车在前面啊，坦克紧随其后。这2个几乎是同时到达，所以我们为什么选择在刚才那个地方放那个电磁雷呢？就是因为，那个地雷把这个坦克束缚住之后，我们可以立刻转身去回收另外一边的2辆车啊。达到了路程两者之间路程的最短，也是节省了时间啊，减少失败率。因为这个车它是会走的，如果你不去回收它的话，它是会跑的。 的，怒中电磁雷。啊！立刻陷入警觉啊！非常不幸啊，这个地方已经没有你的同伴了。注意不要跑到他们的正前方或者是侧前方啊，会被发现的。那地方我们跟着他跑就行了，等他停下。他们在移动中这个状态呢，我们很难对他进行回收。等着他就行了。哦，他停了，回收他。OK， 这样的话就剩下最后一辆车，还有一辆直升机。直升机的话呢，我们选择用 RPG 对它进行破坏，拿出我们的 EMND 雷啊，就电磁雷。放在什么地方合适呢？因为刚才那边菜地那个地方，待会儿会停一辆直升机，所以我不想离那个直升机太近啊，稍微离远一点，反正也不要钱，多放一点，无所谓的。这个电磁雷呢，其实是我们的人踩上去啊，也是会触发的，所以一定要小心。包括我们自己啊。这时候天上出现了这个武装直升机 ，enemy gunship。武装直升机，趴下来啊，不要被他发现。那么打这种武装直升机呢，如果我们没有那种，因为它是会在天上不停的移动嘛，对吧？一开始我们初始的 RPG 只能瞄着打，所以非常难命中。我们可以研发，一开始我们不能研发我身上拿着的，可以研发那个小蜜蜂啊，那小蜜蜂就已经是自带瞄准功能，在锁定功能啊，打这些直升机的话，应该说是非常得心应手的。直升机声音好吵啊，好想把它干掉啊！但是还要克制啊！别看那个直升机停在那个地方，即使现在我们站起来也是不会被那个直升机发现的啊。从某种意义上说，也是盲人啊，也是个盲人。明明在天上看我们看得那么准啊！哦，这样的话，那个装甲车过来了。小心啊，我们跟着他，等他踩雷。OK， 回收掉这辆装甲车，拿出我们的火箭筒，瞄一下，其实不瞄都无所谓的，打出去。OK。OK， 这样的话，我们这个任务也圆满的完成。
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
Hot zone.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss.
任务进到这里啊，不知道大家还记不记得啊？我们在一开始的时候是救了几个非洲来的孩子，但这些孩子后来逃走了啊。关于他们逃走以及我们去抓他们一些事实呢，全都记载在这个录音带里面。
The man in charge of that facility has been severely punished, but ever since, the kids have been acting strange. It's obvious they've lost their trust in adults. I was getting reports of them ignoring the staff, or getting insolent, and even violent. And a few days later, several of the kids did a disappearing act. They snuck into choppers and shipping containers and got off base. Why? Your guess is as good as mine. These kids were born in a war zone, and forced to grow up as war fighters. If they're left alone, war is how they'll die. But I thought we showed them there are other reasons to live. I never liked having children on Mother Base. But the thought of them going back to the battlefield and picking up their old lifestyle is something I can't stomach. It makes me think of Chico, 9 years ago. We have to get those kids back. Hell, they know too much about our operation. I never expected even the kids to betray us. Snake, you remember the White Mamba? Of course, he's been going by Eli since we brought him on base. He was the leader of the child soldier unit we took out of that village and into our protection. Well, according to the kids you brought back here, all the escapees were especially close to Eli. There's reason to suspect he's behind all 6 escapes. We've already detained him. I'll be questioning him shortly.
Wait. You'll be?
Ocelot.
You're incapable of taking an impartial stance with those kids. Question them all you want. It'll get you nowhere.
Ocelot, you get too many kicks from your art of interrogation.
It's not a matter of art. It's about quick, minimal strokes of psychological warfare. That's what gets the answers. And it's the best way to keep both questioner and subject safe. The risks only increase the more an interrogation drags on. At that point, it causes as much pain to the inflictor as the inflicted.
Like I said, too many kicks.
What I'm trying to tell you is we need quick results. Otherwise, it'll be too little, too late.
I know that.
And besides, I know the subject. I won't go overboard with a kid.
Forget it. You're not needed. Snake, we'll want to question the other kids too. Be sure to bring them all back. Snake, about the escaped children. Eli confessed. The way he tells it, they wanted to go back to the battlefield. Don't rob them of their freedom, he said. If you bring them all back, there will be consequences. Next, he'll be asking for our surrender.
Consequences? What consequences?
No idea. That's all I have for now.
You're too attached to those kids. Stop protecting Eli.
Listen to yourself.
Let me question him, and we'll get some real answers.
Not necessary. I'll report as and when.
Boss, we found weapons in the children's section of the living quarters. As you know, weapons are strictly off limits. We've got some rule breakers. The weapons we found were handmade. Blades ground out of knives and forks, a couple of bow guns built out of scrap, and explosives made using detergents. And get this, the explosives were tightly packed with nails. The kids put the blame on, you guessed it, Eli. I guess that's what he meant by consequences.
I questioned him about it, but this time he claimed they want to be put out on missions. Send us to the battlefield, he says.
Miller, enough is enough. You've protected him too much already. It's my turn to question him.
Protected?
What Eli's doing is issuing a threat. Comply with my demands or I'll respond with force. But it'll be war at this rate. Forks and soap aren't gonna kill us, but some of them will end up dead. Is that what you want? Now, I hate to say it, but they want to be on the battlefield. It's time you gave up this fantasy.
Eli, he said they'd rise up against us if we bring the last kid back.
There, you see? Ignore his demands. Don't let him return to quarters. That attitude is contagious. We'd lose control over them for good.
For the time being, we've confiscated those handmade weapons. We're bumping up security and the number of psychiatric counselors. As for Eli...
He needs some very special care.
You mean solitary?
Well, we can't leave him in contact with the other kids. If you won't do it, I will. Boss, keep working on extracting those kids. You know, when you brought back all the child soldiers who escaped, Eli knew they'd returned. Needless to say, nobody said a word to him.
I guess they got a message to him somehow.
Eli wasn't put in a corner in timeout. He was locked up in that room, completely cut off from the outside world.
Then how'd he find out?
There's only one possibility I can think of. The Soviet Union has been researching military applications for psi phenomena.
Psi?
Things like psychokinesis and ESP, extrasensory perception.
You mean moving objects without touching them? Knowing what cards somebody's holding up? Psychic powers? Come on. I thought that was just another bunch of disinformation aimed at the West.
Just bear with me a second. One type of ESP is telepathy. It's the ability to know another person's thoughts through non-verbal means.
You're saying Eli read our minds?
It's the only idea that doesn't involve someone getting to him.
Ocelot.
Look, Psi research isn't some hocus pocus. It's all evidence-based, scientific...
There's gotta be another explanation. Maybe one of the kids stuck a note to your back.
I hope that's the case. But I am convinced that they have, or Eli has, a connection to some force we have yet to identify. You better watch yourself, boss.
How am I supposed to do that?
If he is depending on something for help, well, that's his Achilles heel. If you can figure out what that something is, you might be able to use it against him.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, and the medical team is looking after the kids left on Mother Base. For the moment, they don't seem too panicked. But boss, get this. Eli got those kids to plot their armed uprising as a diversion. Also, he could steal Sahelanthropus and escape. That brat got us good. Set us up and knocked us down. And then there's that mystery kid who was with Eli. With those two working together, I'd say things won't be over for a long time yet.
Boss, as we suspected, the mastermind behind the kids' escape was Eli. It's hard to believe, but apparently he'd been plotting an armed uprising against us. He could be hiding something else, too. Ocelot's gonna press him for answers. Get back here as quick as you can.
Where is he?
I told you. Your father's not here.
They're back.
Yes, they're back. But don't get any bright ideas. Your quarters are under full surveillance. Your weapons privileges have been suspended. No more uprisings for you. Did you really think it would be that easy, Commander? You'll get your boys back. They'll even see the boss, too. But first, I need to know what you sent them to do.
They wanted to leave.
To their homelands.
They wanted to go home. That's all.
So they were just homesick, then?
Not quite. Military warlords, PFs, the armies that murdered their families. Cousins, brothers, parents. They all had someone they wanted to kill. I told them, last chance to face the world with no regrets.
Last chance?
You better be ready for your drag back here. Ready to face the world as enemies.
No!
You! Goodbye, Father. I don't need you anymore.
Was Ralph really an accident? Or did Eli just rig it to stir up the boys? Either way, he had to have been planning for this all along.
bidding farewell to the world.
OK 啊，我们来做任务啊。按理说的话，应该是做这个42号任务的，但是这个42号任务的话呢，和之前我们做的这个29号任务啊，就是完全一样啊。你可以去参考这个29号任务的打法去做这个42号任务啊，一模一样。就是用这个机甲，然后开上楼去打就可以了。我们直接来做这个43号任务啊。43号任务呢是剧情任务啊，没有什么可解说的地方，我就闭嘴了，
Boss, let's go over the situation again. We've got another parasite outbreak in the laboratory on the quarantine platform.
What is this?
No idea.
Damn it! Huh? What the? Shit! Stay back! Stay back!
We've sealed all the exits to keep it from spreading. No one's getting out. One of the researchers inside managed to isolate the parasite behind the outbreak. He faxed over his findings. Code Talker's analyzing them now.
Why this new outbreak, despite our inoculation? This is still unclear. Introducing the Wolbachia to the infected prevented symptoms during the last epidemic. The parasites lodge in the victim's throat, forming a mating pair. But the Wolbachia turns the male to female. Two females can neither copulate nor lay eggs.
That's why the rescue team went in with more Wolbachia. But the outbreak still isn't under control.
They should not be capable of laying eggs. Yet, we have a new outbreak. And the Wolbachia have no effect. I pray this is not some new strain. If it is,
then someone may have brought it here. If there's a spy running around.
For now, we must focus on discerning the outbreak mechanism. The cases show another alarming new development. It is now even more difficult to tell who is infected. The eggs propagate out of sight. No external symptoms. One who appears healthy may be dying on the inside.
What the hell happened in there? Boss, I still can't raise the rescue team I sent in. We know how to proceed if we just knew how to ID the symptoms. Finding that out is part of your job in there. Hang on, Snake. We've just had a transmission from inside. Here's the audio.
It all makes sense now. I win.
Where's it coming from?
Unknown. It cut off before we could get a fix. It all makes sense. Think he means the parasite? No way to know. But right now, that's all we've got. Hopefully he can tell us something. We'll have to close the tent behind you, boss. Don't think the infection's airborne, but... Find the source of that transmission, boss. find our man.
You never know.
What is it?
Something sweet. I can smell it even through the mask.
The rescue team reported that too. Said it smelled like ripe fruit.
We cannot allow the infection to spread. If anyone shows symptoms, you must put them out of their misery.
That includes me.
Guess the parasites killed him. Don't touch him. He's covered in blood.
Stay back! Has died.
Stay back!
Was that more of the message? We'll try to clean it up.
Help me. Staff member has died.
The boss will come. Boss, it's you.
He's wearing a mask. He's part of the rescue team. Looks like he's not the one who sent the message. I'd like to hear what he has to say, but you need to keep going. Another transmission.
I have analyzed part of the data that was faxed out. It appears even those who barely spoke became symptomatic. This must be some kind of mutation.
Staff member has died.
What the hell happened?
At least you're okay.
What's going on?
I win. I'm no snail.
Damn it.
So he sent the transmission. Seems like he had a way of IDing who's symptomatic. But what was he trying to say? Snail. Yes, of course. It all makes sense now. Do not let anyone showing symptoms get outside. As infection progresses, it triggers an overwhelming urge to get out in the open. That's the parasite controlling them. Once outside, The birds will feed on infected bodies, spreading the parasite on land. The whole world will be infested. To shoot, boss! We can't let them outside! Damn it! We can't allow any contagious individuals to leave! Shoot, Snake!
Has died.
That's it. That's good. You still have those goggles. If you see a glow in someone's throat, that means they are infected. And all you can do is give them a quick death. He's infected. Kill him, boss. We can't save him now.
Has died.
I'm sorry.
Has died.
Snake! You just killed your own... Emmerich, what the hell? Nobody asked for your opinion. You expect me to just stand by and watch this?
Mother has died. Has died. Has died.
You're insane, Snake! He was one of your men!
Has died. Has died.
Wait! You yourself said we're a family! Or was it all lies?
has died. Staff member has died.
Boss!
Staff member has died.
Shooting your own men. That's not the big boss I knew.
Hang on, boss. Is he wearing a mask? He might not be infected. Examine him with those goggles. Carry the rescue team member to the exit. He's the only one not infected.
Thank you, boss. Got a survivor. Unlock the door. Wait. I don't think I made it after all.
What? You just checked him.
Could it have progressed this quickly?
Boss, take another look at him with the goggles.
He is infected.
I don't believe it.
Maybe they got him through my wounds. They're waiting now. All of them. Do it.
I'm sorry, boss.
Staff member has died.
There's nothing we could have done for them. We're all grateful, boss.
It's your fault! They're dead because of you!
What?
He's right. I killed him with my own hands.
They were on your side! I'm on your side! And you turned them all to ashes!
They wanted you to shoot. It was that or be burned alive. Come on. Let's get this over with.
Wait. I won't scatter your sorrow to the heartless sea. I will always be with you. Plant your roots in me. You're all diamonds.
We're not burying them at sea. What then?
We'll make diamonds from their ashes. Take them into battle with us.
A shining light to our brothers in arms.